Welcome back. Looking to the day's sports news now, a resilient England pipped South Africa by 6 runs in a low-scoring World Cup Group B thriller on Sunday. Defending a meagre 171-run total, England came up with a spirited bowling display to dismiss their opponents for 165 runs in 47.4 overs to snatch a spectacular win. Stuart Broad, 4 for 15, took the last 2 wickets, and barring Hashim Amla, 42, none of the South Africa batsmen could make an impact against the English bowlers, who came up with a lion-hearted effort. The 99-run fourth wicket stand between Jonathan Trott, 52, and Ravi Bopara, 60, somewhat arrested the slide, but England never got going and lost the last 5 wickets for just 23 runs. However, their partnership proved to be vital as England won their second match of the tournament. Meanwhile, despite losing to India in a highly competitive match on Sunday, William Porterfield, captain of the Irish cricket team, expressed confidence in his players, asserting they had successfully managed to put pressure on the Indian side through a stellar performance. Earlier in the day, Indian all-rounder Yuvraj Singh's bowling helped India bowl out Ireland for a modest 207 in Bangalore. With a blazing 5-wicket haul, Singh also ousted Porterfield, who scored 75 runs in 104 balls, after his team were invited to bat by the Indian captain. Stung by the all-rounder's performance, Ireland went into a shell and crawled to 27 for 2 after 10 overs, as the other Indian bowlers got the ball to move around dangerously, sharpening their attack. The Irish skipper praised the grit of his players, saying the team had continued to resist the Indian attack despite losing quick wickets.
I think it was harder than the previous 2 games. Well, the previous game we played it, and obviously it's a slightly different wicket from England-India game as well. I think that obviously when we lost those couple of early wickets and the pressure was on us, so it wasn't easy to get going. And both myself and Niall struggled a bit for the first while, but we grinded at it and managed to be in a decent partnership.
There's always room for improvement. I think taking wickets at the start, we just took 2 wickets. We could have tried and take more wickets next time, and field well, bat well in pressure situations. So I'm sure there's always room for improvement. But the thing is, in every situation, every team member is doing really well. So that's a good sign.
Andy Roddick sent the United States through to the Davis Cup quarter-finals on Sunday by dispatching Paul Capdeville 3-6, 7-6, 6-3, 6-3 to give the Americans a huge 3-1 lead over Chile. Roddick improved his record to 12-0 when given the opportunity to close a Davis Cup tie, earning Jim Courier as a victory in his debut as US captain. Roddick was again a workhorse for the US, winning both his single matches to improve his Davis Cup record to 33-11 with a modest 10-9 on foreign soil. The United States will next host Spain, who beat Belgium on Saturday. South African Rory Sabatini survived a late challenge from South Korean Yang to seal a 1-shot victory in the Honda Classic on Sunday. Sabatini, who held a 5-shot overnight lead on Yang and Jerry Kelly, made a level par 70 to finish 9 under par overall, as Yang shot an impressive 66. The South Korean made his push with birdies on the 13th and 15th, while Sabatini wobbled a bogey on the 14th before recovering with a birdie on the 16th. Just after Sabatini put his tee shot on the difficult par 3 17th safely on the green, the horn blew and suspended play due to lightning in the area. After a 28-minute break, play resumed, and with both players making par, Sabatini had a 2-shot lead going into the par 5 18th. 7 times world champion Sebastien Loeb won the Rally of Mexico for the 5th year in a row on Sunday after overnight leader Sebastien Ogier crashed out on the first stage of the final day. Mikko Hirvonen and Latvala were 2nd and 3rd respectively. Loeb moved into a 2nd place in the standings with 37 points, 9 behind Hirvonen. Ogier went off the road 13 kilometres into the 20th stage and broke his front left wheel, handing the lead to fellow Frenchman and Citroën teammate Loeb. And now changing the pace, Italian-based fashion designer Jamal Taslak showed off his latest collection in the West Bank city of Ramallah. Walking down the catwalk, models showed off the designs from the Palestinian-born designer's wedding collection. The Italian models wore clothes that combine modern designs with Palestinian heritage, including the colours of the flag. Although the designer is of Palestinian origin, he studied in Italy, where he is currently based. His focus is on luxury garments, evening wear and bridal collections. Inspirations for his recent collection come from Palestinian history and traditions, which was evident in his choice of black top and colour palette. And finally this evening, two rare white tigers who have spent the last 2 years living in the lap of luxury in the palace of Dubai's ruling family are now on public view at their new home at the Al Ain Wildlife Park. The sibling cats Sugar and Spice were pets of Sheikha Latifa Al Maktoum before she donated them to the wildlife park in neighbouring emirate Al Ain. White tigers owe the colour of their fur and their blue eyes to the genetic condition that sets them apart from other tigers. The two white tigers have been delighting visitors since they were first put on display at their new home in February. They act as ambassadors for their species as wildlife officials campaign for their protection and conservation of the rare animals. There are barely 3,500 tigers left in the wild. Their declining numbers are blamed largely on poaching and the slow destruction of their natural habitat by deforestation.
The two white tigers that you guys see behind me are a generous gift from Sheikha Latifa in Dubai. She was kind enough to give us a donation of these two beautiful cats. This is the first time that white tigers have been exhibited in UAE, and we are pretty proud of showcasing such a beautiful animal. And by showcasing them, we're going to be able to start talking to our guests about the plight of the tigers in general.
And with that, let's take a look at the local and international weather forecast for tomorrow. Before we head out, here are the top stories again. Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi visits Zayed University. United Nations to honour Her Highness Sheikha Fatima bint Mubarak. And strong quake shakes northern Chile. And Jebel Ali Free Zone generates more than a quarter of Dubai's trade. Well, that brings us to the end of the bulletin. As always, please feel free to get in contact with us at news@city7tv.com or by calling us on 04367 2230 and do join our Facebook page. But from the entire news team, it's goodbye for now, but we'll see you the same time tomorrow.